a real sneak attack. Many of those people that voted for us were Democrats, and I want to thank them because they did the right thing for our country. Republicans know that America is the greatest force for peace and justice in the history of our world. But these left-wing ideologues see our nation as a force of evil, the way they speak so badly of our country. They want to demolish our Constitution, weaken our military, eliminate the values that built this magnificent country. You have to look at some of their recent comments, which are never talked about. When you see the 4 congresswomen, oh, isn't that lovely? I'll give you just a couple. I have pages and pages, but we don't want to bore you. We don't want to go too long. But we have to give a couple, because that's the great thing about live television. They can't cut it. Representative Ilhan Omar of a really great state. I almost won for the first time in decades and decades, Minnesota. Great state. By the way, I keep hearing how much enthusiasm is in the radical left. I don't think they have enthusiasm. They're just fighting with each other. We have all of the enthusiasm. He goes home now to mommy and he gets reprimanded, and that's the end. Sorry, mommy. Sorry, Mom. Didn't mean to embarrass you, Mom. But it's true. We have the enthusiasm, folks. Look at this. Look at this. And by the way, thousands and thousands of people outside and people that couldn't get in. Thousands. We've got all the enthusiasm. They're fighting each other. They've gone so far left, nobody wants to even think about it. So Representative Omar blamed the United States for the terrorist attacks on our country, saying that terrorism is a reaction to our involvement in other people's affairs. She smeared U.S. service members involved in Black Hawk Down. In other words, she slandered the brave Americans who were trying to keep peace in Somalia. Omar minimized the September 11th attacks on our homeland, saying, some people did something. I don't think so. Some people did something. Yeah, some people did something, all right. She pleaded for compassion for ISIS recruits attempting to join the terrorist organization. She was looking for compassion. Omar laughed that Americans speak of al-Qaeda in a menacing tone and remarked that you don't say America with this intensity. You say al-Qaeda makes you proud. Al-Qaeda makes you proud. You don't speak that way about America. And at a press conference just this week, when asked whether she supported Al-Qaeda. That's our enemy. That's our enemy. They are a very serious problem that we take care of, but they always seem to come along somewhere. She refused to answer. She didn't want to give an answer to that question. Omar blamed the United States for the crisis in Venezuela. I mean, think of that one. And she looks down with contempt on the hard-working Americans, saying that ignorance is pervasive in many parts of this country. And obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds. And she talked about the evil Israel, and it's all about the Benjamins. Not a good thing to say. So that's Omar. That's Omar. And by the way, many other things. All you have to do is press the right button on your beautiful screen, and you'll see thing after. You didn't hear this over the last 2 days, though. Did you hear anybody talk about this? Her colleague, Representative Rashida Tlaib, agreed with Omar's characterization of 9/11 and said that members of Congress who support Israel forgot what country they represent. And Tlaib also used the F word to describe the presidency and your president. That's not nice, even for me. She was describing the President of the United States and the presidency with the big, fat, vicious, the way she said it, vicious F word. That's not somebody that loves our country. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Check out her scores, by the way, with her new Green New Deal. The Green New Deal, where did that come from? She's conducted outrageous attacks against men and women of law enforcement. She compared American border agents managing a humanitarian crisis that I always said was a humanitarian crisis, and they said it was manufactured. They don't say it was manufactured, and we're stopping it. And I want to thank Mexico. They've got 21,000 soldiers now stopping people from coming into our country. But Cortez, somebody said that's not her name. They said, that's not her name, sir. I said, no. I don't have time to go with 3 different names. We'll call her Cortez. Too much time, takes too much time. So Cortez also, she said, essentially, Nazis are running concentration camps. And when Mike Pence went down just a few days ago with members of Congress and the media, and you looked at those so-called horrible concentration camps, they said, wow, these places are clean. Wow, they have air conditioning. They have water. And, you know, to be honest, it's not like they came and we want to take care of people. We got to straighten out our immigration laws. You know, in a very short period of time, if the Democrats would give us a few votes, we could solve the immigration problem, and it would be so great. It'd be so great. But these kids and these people come from rough places. And I'll tell you what, some of them said, we've never lived like this before. They have water, they have air conditioning, they have things that they've never seen. And we listened to her talking about drinking water from toilets, which was a lie, which was a lie. Cortez said that illegal immigrants are more American than any person who seeks to keep them out ever will be. Can you believe that? That's what she's saying. She described contemporary America, that's you, that's me, that's all of us, as garbage. 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 You remember deplorables, right? That sounds worse. I think that's worse. But we'll save it for whoever's going to be the nominee. And right now, Sleepy Joe's not looking too good. Pocahontas is gaining a little bit because we probably used the Pocahontas a little bit too early, but that's okay. We'll bring it out of retirement very soon. They have a new one who knocked the hell out of Biden during a debate. He said, I wasn't prepared for that question. That's not a good answer. Can you imagine? And according to the polls, I won every single debate, Republican and against Hillary. Can you imagine? Those are the polls. They will admit that. Many, many polls. But can you imagine if I said, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that question. I'm gone. That's the end of Trump. He's not prepared. He's not mentally prepared. That's his problem. But everybody that knows him knows that. But no, Harris hit him with a pretty easy question on busing. What? I would say that's pretty easy. And he choked. He choked. And then he said, I'm sorry, I ran out of time. I ran out of time. He ran out of time. And then you have a young guy, Buttigieg. They're saying how to say his name, Buttigieg. He's a beauty. He runs a failed city. His city is doing so badly. Mike Pence was the governor of that state. I said, how was he as the mayor? Mike is one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. He said, and Mike said he never did a good job. I'm so shocked to see him running. Okay? And then he goes back home, and African Americans literally were so angry at him for the lousy job, and he's supposed to be like a hot young star. If that's a hot young star, I guess I just don't know stardom anymore. That is not a star. That's not a star. Boot, edge, edge. You say boot, and then add edge, edge. Boot, edge, edge. I don't see him dealing with President Xi of China. I don't see him meeting successfully with Kim Jong-un. I don't see him dealing, and nobody has been tougher with Russia than Donald Trump. I don't see him dealing with Vladimir Putin. And we have good relationships with them and many others. Except now we're no longer the suckers. Like with NATO, we protect Europe. We spend hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're not paying their fair share. So last year, I said, folks, sorry, you got to pay your fair share. 16 years it was going like this, the contribution. And now it's like a rocket ship. $100 billion. And I said to him, great people, 28 nations, including the U.S., I said to him, listen, we're taking care of you. You screw us on trade, and you don't pay your military bills. This is not a good deal for the United States. So we're taking care of trade. We want to do it nice and slow and easy. You know, we got a world balance. But European Union is terrible to us on trade, terrible. Frankly, they're as tough or tougher than China, just smaller numbers. That's the only difference. With China, $507 billion. You look over the years, for many, many years, they've been taken. And guys like Biden say, oh, well, we'd stop it. Well, he was there 8 years. We'd stop that. No, Trump is stopping it. Trump is stopping it. So Representative Ayanna Pressley, is she related in any way to Elvis? I don't know. Who knows? You never know. She thinks that people with the same skin color all need to think the same. She said, we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be brown voices. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. And just this week, can you imagine if I said that? It would be over, right? It would be over. It would be over. But we'd find a way to survive, right? We always do. Here we are. Here we are. We find a way. Gotta always find a way. Just this week, she refused to condemn the Antifa. These are bad people. You notice? You notice they always attack people that really have never been attacked before. They attack, and I don't want to be disrespectful to people that have taken a lot of shots to the face, but they wouldn't attack some of these people in this room. They're not attacking bikers for Trump. They're not attacking construction workers for Trump. They're not attacking law enforcement or military for Trump. You know what they're attacking? A single man standing there with a camera who never got hit and never hit back before in his life. They don't attack the people that we wish they attacked. That wouldn't be a pretty picture. That wouldn't look too good for them. But they don't. It's very, very sad. Antifa, these are bad people. These are sick, bad people. Remember that. These are bad people. These are bad people, Antifa.
Am I the reason you get stoned every week now? Build up integrity, got you texting, emailing me, wanting me to feel with you. Baby, just face reality, move on.
Sometimes it's hard to face reality.